All right. Welcome back to another episode of Twisted Metal Companion. I'm Peter. We're without Tyler today, but fret not. We have three people on the call today. So left to right on your guys' screens, I believe we have Nikki Duval who plays Ashley, Claire McConnell. Yes, is that correct? McConnell, who plays
Yeah.
Dana, and then Dan Byrne, who plays Jeremy. So,
Hi.
yeah, thank you guys for all coming on here. It's going to be difficult trying to remember all the different names, but because the screen does have it, Nikki, Claire, and Dan from left to right. Maybe we'll kind of answer it that way when we do a bit of round robin, unless like the question specific to you. But let's start off with this. What has the reception been like from your friends and family for being on this weird, kooky show?
I think it's been very positive. A lot of people, I did not play the game growing up, but a lot of people in our age range have that nostalgic connection to it. So that's most of the response being like, wait, is that the video game? Or they're fans of the show that they've seen. And it's, yeah, they think it's very exciting when they see clips from it. And the design is really cool. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
been pretty positive.
it's an exciting one to be a part of for sure. I don't think I've ever been on anything with as many explosions and like cool, crazy costumes. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's real event watching. So I've been excited to have people tune in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that community. I love the dolls. Dan, yeah,
Yeah,
what about the reception for you?
my friends and family they hate it. They've disowned me. They don't- they say we were GameCube people, we're not PlayStation kids.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. Delightful people reaching out. This is hitting like certain niches that my career has never hit before. Weird people reaching out. Not weird, not that they're weird, but like people that are like very different, distant from me reaching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's I just did an interview earlier this morning and it's the same kind of thing with this coverage of Twisted Metal. I've been meeting people all over the world and people with not necessarily even backgrounds, but like the cliques, right? Like if we take it back to high school, you had the goths and the skaters, things like that. And so like I have such a like variety of types of people that follow me and we just all love the show. And so like finding that connection, it's been a lot of fun. Um, so I want to know a little bit about you guys. I've listened to several podcasts, and so like some of the stories are kind of intertwining. Dan, you wanted to be well, you do direct, but it was that kind of the first thing you wanted to do early on, like wanting to be direct film.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I started. Yeah, I went to like film school to like be a director. And then I got out of film school, directed a movie, and found it was too hard. I was like really stressed out. So I was like, I don't know if I love this as much as I thought I did, and took a step back from it, and then, but was still acting the whole time, and then like sort of went hard at acting and was like, oh, this is where I want to be because it's just one job, and that's what I like.
Yeah. Did you ever get into theater?
Well, not really. I mean, the theater that I do is like improv.
Right.
But yeah, I used to do like some plays back in the early 2000s, but it's been a while.
The early odds when the fall happened in Twisted Metal world. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, right around when
Yeah.
the fall happened. Yeah, yeah. That's when I
Yeah.
was in theater.
Nikki, you did theater like at an early age, like in school, right?
Yeah.
Elementary school.
I would say I started in the theater. I was definitely a theater kid. Yeah, I think I started doing plays or even talent shows. I would get up there and do dramatic monologues randomly.
Really?
I don't know. I was like such a shy kid that I was like, how I came into this, I don't know, but I really found my place and I was like, wow, people are listening to me. I have presence. It's cool. And then, yeah, I just fell into theater and I studied theater. I went to theater school in Montreal, the Canadian National Theatre School of Canada. And
That's
then
our Juilliard.
that's basically our,
Ah,
The Canadian National
she's
Theatre School of
classically
Canada.
trained, did a bunch of Shakespeare. And then upon moving to Toronto and graduating, I just kind of left theater and went into TV and film.
okay.
Money.
And yeah. And Claire, also theater early on.
Yeah.
Second City, you did that as well. I met Patty Guggenheim, who at the Groundlings, so not too dissimilar there.
She's
Um,
list.
Improving, huh?
Yeah, I guess I kind of that was how I started. I did improv in high school and then came out to Toronto for theater school, but dropped out because I liked doing improv more. Um, and yeah, somehow ended up here. Like I feel like I initially definitely I thought I was gonna be more of a serious actor. But I'm glad life hasn't taken me too far in that direction.
Well,
I like the
wasn't there
lighter.
was it Broadway World? Didn't they call you like the redheaded Jim Carrey or something?
I'm not a redhead anymore, but at the time,
How dare you?
my hair was so red and I was doing crazy faces and stuff on stage. So people loved
Checks out.
That's amazing.
Dramatic work on Murdoch Mysteries, though.
yeah.
So you really get into your dramatic side.
But I have the most fun. Well, I love doing Murdoch Mysteries, but I feel like this kind of thing,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, really shows your, yeah.
well, my Jim Carrey tendencies.
Yeah, there you go.
Before I definitely want to kind of also ask like the acting bug or like early inspirations, whether personal or professional. But since you're talking about Murdoch Mysteries, congratulations on your nominee for Best Supporting Performer
Well, thank
for the Canadian Screen Awards. So is there something that you can compare it to for the US listeners?
Tricky for US, it's like I'd say closer to sort of the British murder mystery genre. Like I don't know if there's really a US equivalent. It's a police procedural, like a p period police procedural, but it's pretty like fun and campy and wild. It is on Acorn TV down there, so the Americans can.
Yeah.
And
And also on that note, Dan, nominee for Best Lead Performer for One More Time.
yeah,
Yes, yes. A show that no one saw in Canada and no one can see in America. So,
Not
Yeah, they're trying to
unfortunately,
do that.
unfortunately, that performance, though nominated for an award, is lost to history. No, I think it's available. I think it's actually just straight up on YouTube. I think the broadcaster was like, just put it up there.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I'll
one
check it
more
out.
time.
Yeah, I try to find things, to watch, to prepare, to ask, and stuff like that. But that's something I'm very interested in. You got nominated. You got to obviously feel proud about that. So
Yeah, no, it was an honor for sure. I was
yeah,
very
fantastic
happy
wig.
with what's that?
Fantastic wig.
Thank you. Yes, there's some good wig work on the show. So
yeah.
yeah,
Now I have to. I have to see.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry about not watching it, Peter. My fellow Canadians have not seen it, so
well,
don't worry.
I'll bookmark it, and if I have the time,
Yeah,
I'll definitely check it out.
yeah. Add it to the
Definitely check
pile.
it out.
Dan's
Yeah.
amazing in everything.
Yes, Dan
Dan
is.
is the most booked and busy actor in Canada
Yes.
for a reason. He's
Well,
He's
I had a
our.
good couple years.
yeah.
Hopefully, I have a segue that I was kind of working on, and we'll see if I'm success in that later. But when we were coordinating for this this party right here, this good discussion, um, I wasn't kind of like scratching my head, but I'm like, oh, they seem to know each other. But yeah, there's definitely some crossovers with like Murdoch Mystery and also Working Moms.
Yes.
And if you all three of you can share your experiences on those shows and kind of like when you guys started bumping into each other with those projects.
Dan and I have been on the same show for 7 years. Like we were both on the full run of Working Moms, but we never worked
Mm.
together.
Oh,
So
okay.
known each other. I've admired him for a long time. And we have mutual friends, so I've seen you around, obviously. But yeah, this is the first time that we actually got to get to know each other and work together, and it was really cool.
What was your
Yeah.
mom that you played, Dan?
Yeah,
I was
what
not I
mom
was
did
not one of the moms, Claire.
me and Dan were kind of equivalent characters in different offices. We were kind of like the quirky,
Yeah.
weirdo assistant type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
My character lived in the working half of working
yeah.
moms.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
So did
was
mine. So did
one of
mine.
the
Yeah.
work enemies of one of the moms.
Yeah. And my character was Catherine Reitman, the showrunner, creator, and lead of the show. I played her office assistant, but then I kind of grew into partner at her firm. She owned an advertising firm. So yeah, over the course of 7 years, my character grew a little, but I still remained the quirky weirdo that just comes in and kind of creeps people out, and then I bounce.
Yeah, there was
We
seven
love all
seasons.
those. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Was there seven
Seven. Oh,
seasons?
Oh,
Is that's for Nikki? Was there seven?
7 seasons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, yeah. So like for 6 seasons, I was the same, and then for the seventh season, my character grew quite a bit.
Right. Yeah.
It was very different. So like, yeah,
Well,
check out the change in Gary. He goes from like
dramatic.
nerd like this to like martial arts instructor. It's
Yeah, didn't you become
Oh,
like what?
okay,
There's an
Ma.
episode where they made Gary hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Season
that.
seven.
I
What are you gonna do?
I want to check it out. I'm always looking for a good rec, and so
It's
they
funny. It's a funny workplace comedy, and it shows like the realistic side to being a new mother and adapting to going back to work or choosing not to, but then
We're starting martial
are
arts.
starting martial arts. Yeah.
Self-defense classes. I think it actually did pretty well on Netflix, is from what I
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, great. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I'll check out anything, as okay, so it's a weird way to get to like I just started Cheers for the very first time. I don't know if
Oh,
you
I've
guys.
never watched Cheers.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
yeah,
used to watch Cheers regularly. Couldn't
yeah.
Yeah.
tell
See, and
you
so
that.
I was I was listening to Smartless, the podcast with Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes, and they had name dropped like a legendary Hollywood director and who did a lot of sitcoms. And so you mentioned the book. I checked out the book, and he just dedicated like two chapters to Cheers. And I was just like, okay, I know it's like a show that people love, so I checked it out, and I'm on season 8 now, and I just started like back in February and March. And so like if I find a show that I'm interested in, I'll check it out. And so
Yeah. Isn't it
um,
crazy to think that like TV shows now are competing with every TV show ever made? Like
yeah,
Right.
that's a recent development that now if you make something, you're competing against
Because
literally everything.
yeah.
Whereas
That's
before
true.
it
it's
was
so
whatever.
Where people can become new viewers from
yeah,
a show that happened 20, 30 years ago is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I was also
it's so
watching
weird.
Cheers. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, okay. I was watching Cheers recently, and I was struck by how kind of like subtle the acting is. I think people
Yeah.
think of like multicam sitcoms as like big and broad and whatever. But going back to those older multicams, I was like, this is just some straight up good acting going on here.
Yeah,
Anyway, something
yeah, yeah.
Right?
Quite enjoyed it. And I think because like I came on it so late, I've already kind of kind of learned like some of the like sitcom rules and things like that in storytelling. And so like some of these jokes I do see like a mile away, but they're still funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. So that's kind of the fun part about watching an old show. But Claire, to what you were saying, I think like 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, Twisted Metal was like number two behind that 70s show. I'm like, that's an old show. Like that should not count. That's not fair. You
It's
know?
crazy. And when
Yeah.
you're pitching things, it's like, how do you make sure that this is different than literally every single thing ever made? Rather than being like,
Right.
it's this generation's Cheers. They're like, well, we'll just watch Cheers then. You really have to.
Right.
Twisted Metal does a good job of standing out as like a genre piece. Like,
I agree.
yeah.
It's very unique. And like, what else is like that?
Well, I think what's
Yeah.
cool about it is that it like took this IP that's like kind of, it's known, but it's actually not that known. And they're just like used it as a vessel to just like make a good comedy show.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think as opposed to a lot of things that will take an IP and they're like, well, we gotta really be faithful to it or whatever. Um, I think it's just like, yeah, just smart, funny people were like, here's a way we can get a show made that just has fun.
Yeah.
There was a time where they were bringing back old properties, making sequels. Not a great example like a Dumb and Dumber 2 20 years later. Uh, I like the idea of bringing something back and kind of filling in the gaps. Like if you want to do a remake, like let's do that, but fill in the gaps to the things that we didn't get, like for example, chapter one. I didn't grow up with the 90s television movie. And so I watched the remake first and quite enjoyed it. And I went back to the original and I'm like, people liked this one. Like I did, and I didn't realize it was a TV movie. So there's a lot of cutaways, and then it's left to your imagination. And I thought what the remake did well was fill in the gaps that the original left out. So I think that's where Twisted Metal also excels. It's like we're going to take these little bit of stuff, but then expand the world and make it feel real. But one more thing before we get into Twisted Metal talk, because Claire, you spent like several seasons like on Murdoch Mysteries, and that's not a show I'm familiar with. And I saw that it had like over 300 episodes, and so
Yeah, you got a lot
for
to catch up on, Peter.
There's like
okay,
20,
I will.
19 seasons.
19 seasons.
It's
I think
crazy.
I calculated that you'd have to watch for like 2 weeks straight, I think, at one point. Does that
Not sleep, not eat.
Yeah.
I think they're
That's
filming another episode right now.
Yeah.
You're doing another episode?
No, I think they're filming one right now, right?
Dan has played how many characters?
3 different characters.
3 different characters.
The thing in Canada, if you're an actor in Canada, you have done an episode. Like
Yeah.
it's been on for so long, and
Mhm.
and like in Dan's case, come back. Like I did that. Murdoch was the first thing I ever did on TV and film.
Really?
Season 9.
Wow.
Yeah,
Aw,
yeah.
you gotta come
I
back.
was a little baby. Well, I wasn't,
I'll
but
get you back.
a baby actor. Yeah, get me back in,
Yeah.
girl.
So has it followed is there like a lead and it has been following that lead ever since? Like how I don't even know how it's constructed. Wow, really?
Is
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yannick Bisson, and he's played Detective Murdoch for 19
Yeah.
seasons now, so like 17 years. And it follows, it's like it's episodic, so there's a kind of
Yeah.
murder every week, and there's some usually historical context jammed in, but then sometimes it really the thing that's fun about Murdoch is because it's been going for so long, they're really not afraid to just like take a huge chance with an episode because they're like, people are gonna keep watching. And they do.
Yeah.
Like we've had zombie episodes, and then the next episode is about like the suffragettes. Like it's just there's nothing like it, I'd
There's
say.
nothing like it. It appeals to such a vast audience because it's an easy watch. It's not going to offend anyone. It's not, yeah, it's just
It's cozy and it's
everyone's
fun.
parents love this show.
Yeah. So
Probably the
Claire,
best.
I could just start watching when you join the show. I could just start right there. Probably be okay.
So right there, I don't think it would be that. Well, I mean, they don't follow. There's not a lot of like backstory tracked through. There would be stuff like over the course of my arc there, I've become the Canada's first female crown attorney. So
Oh,
but
okay.
you need to watch my rise.
On the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
episode that I did, Murdoch invented chat rooms.
Yes, and Facebook.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, the famous Facebook episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my-
It sounds like I have some fun coming to me. I'm gonna check out some of these episodes. Claire, also the only person I'm pretty sure I've ever spoken to that's been in a Star Trek show series. Yeah, Discovery. You were I don't know the terms, but I know you were an alien of
Was
sorts.
it Klingon? I was
Klingon, that's the one. Yes.
brought
Did you have
back-
to learn the language?
We did, yeah. All my lines were in
Can
Klingon.
you give us a taste?
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was that it?
Oh,
Thanks for having me on the pod. Um,
you can say you forget.
Mm.
That's, oh,
Well, the thing is now it's no.
Yeah,
I
yes,
just
and she's really
Nook neck tuck judge. There you go.
Oh my
My
That's
God.
very
over in
fierce.
the closet over there. I've got my Klingon teeth that they gave.
Could you do it?
That was
Could you do the
great.
rest of the interview with the teeth? No.
and
Yeah,
the dialect.
Yeah.
and no
Yeah.
problem, no problem. It's for the deep cut fans,
Yeah.
fans
Yeah.
of my oeuvre.
All
That was
right.
very
So
Sorry.
Twisted Metal, season one filmed in Louisiana here in the States, and then they moved up to Toronto, where I'm assuming all three of you are from. How did you guys
Yeah. The
Canada?
Louisiana of Canada, she said.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Oh no, it's not going to get better. I said
Okay.
the Louisiana of Canada.
Is
So
it?
Boom.
Is that what it is?
Oh, it was a joke.
Does anyone say that?
No one has
Oh,
ever
oh,
said that.
Nobody has ever said that.
so what might call it that now? Um,
Now they'll
so
call it
for these the dolls of a very specific group of
that.
people, how did you guys come across your respective roles, and if you were auditioning for any of the other ones, if you're able to share that and willing to?
I think we're able. I don't I didn't go out for any other parts. I got an audition, just roll in like usual for Ashley. And it was the scene where it's been a long time. We can talk about the episodes, right?
Yeah. Was it the
Where
feet?
uh, how dare you? That was improvised on the day and I didn't
Well,
know.
I mentioned the segue and I completely biffed it. But Dan, you did something where you were matching like feet to faces of celebrities, and I was
Oh,
just
that's
like,
true. Yeah, I did a
I was
show on
like,
PBS, and they some like promotional sketch they made me do was involving feet. I've got a real feet thing in my career.
Actually, Dan demanded that it happen on set.
Nikki,
And
Nikki.
did you ask for the hair
I
too?
was like,
Or
okay, I guess. And then it was a
Yeah,
hit. No, the
I just
first thing
kept
that,
saying, "I have an idea. I have an idea." Yeah.
and we let him have his idea because, yeah, he was the man on set. So,
Uh-huh.
right,
um,
right, right. The Y chromosome, yeah.
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 The scene I auditioned for was the one where I torture Anthony Mackie.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
episode two, I believe.
uh, yeah. So, yeah, it was fun. It was so short and there was nothing to it. So I was like, I just did it. I sent it in and I was like, well, whatever, I'm not going to hold my breath for this one. And then I booked it. It was that simple. So,
Yeah,
and then because they didn't really give a backstory of character or anything, I think I played her very like more baby like a little I was giving like baby freak. And my character kind of developed into what she did. She was more like hard and a little still psychotic, but yeah, as we got to set and saw like the costumes come to life, it kind of fed into how I would play her. But yeah.
yeah. Claire, what about you? And also, you have like a different scene too, where you're involved in a flashback.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, similar to Nikki, I just got the tape for it and these like American shows come through Toronto and sometimes you get like exciting auditions, but it can feel like such a crapshoot because often people are hiring out of the States, but I'll say for like MJ and Grant and like everyone involved in this, they really included so much Canadian talent, and
Yeah.
we were all just like so grateful to have them in town, and they really
Mhm.
gave people fun stuff to do. Like I was really excited to get the audition, and then yeah, same as Nikki, just taped, and it was a blast. It was
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan, you went for Axel. Was that the
Yeah.
first one
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. It was down to me. It was down to me and the guy who got it.
Yeah.
But no, if you can believe it, when I got an audition for Absolute Beta Cuck, I was like, I think I might do well at this.
Yeah. You're like
Um,
booked. Yeah.
yeah. But I'm actually looking, I wanted to bring up my audition email, and it seems to be that I just did one scene and it was just Y chromosome.
Oh, that
right?
was that was that
Oh,
was it. Just if the guy has the comedic chops, basically.
Yeah, it was like it was very brief, it seems
Yeah.
like. Wow.
The line stood out to me, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that says all about Jeremy, like all we needed to know right there.
Yeah. Um, but I totally agree with Claire. Like they were really welcoming and really like just so generous. It's really not typical sort of yeah, American show behavior. So it was really, really cool.
And
Um,
they let us
yeah.
play, they let us improvise and just have fun and bring in new ideas. And
Yeah. And I
I feel
think a
like
lot of that what
yeah,
comes down to Michael, just sort of setting
yeah,
that tone.
yeah.
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 So when you guys get the scripts, and the way I understand it, if you have a line in an episode, you get the entire script. So
Mhm.
just kind of reading through, if you guys can think back like that very first time, just if you can think of like, was there any what the fuck moments when you're reading the script and like
Oh, yeah.
you know, I and
Baby.
Claire, Big Baby, right? Claire, I saw this great clip of you. It was something for Murdoch Mysteries, and it was talking about like American phrases or sayings or something like that. If you guys can also, if you have any, share something that you read where you're like, oh, what does that mean? And you had to look it up because it's like an American thing.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, I can't think of anything in this
it would
script,
be an
but
American thing.
I would say like in reading, I read it as soon as I got the email and read through it. And then I was like, I gotta watch this whole show
Yeah.
and then I watched season one and I was like, okay, and then reread it and was like, oh my, like I could picture everything so much better. I'd watched an episode before my audition, but getting a sense of the tone,
Mhm.
sorry, I just lacked you.
Okay.
Listen, Nikki, listen to
Let me get my popcorn.
Yeah, it's just like it's such a unique tone. So it really
You have to see it. It's hard
yeah.
for, yeah, it seems like outrageous and manic on the page, and then you see it again, like rewatching, you're like, okay, it makes sense now. Like just like all of these crazy characters and these descriptions and yeah, and then seeing them come to life and how they did it is really cool.
Now, so Nikki and Dan, since you guys like knew each other previously, how did you guys figure out at some point that Ashley and Jeremy, like, oh, hey, like we know each other and our two characters have scenes together?
When I went in for my fitting, I asked who, because I figured there would be other Canadian talent, um, and seeing like, would I know anyone? And then they told me Claire and Dan were playing these characters with me. So then that's when I knew, and I was excited. I was like, oh, thank God, like, because what me and Dan have a bit of an intimate scene, um, that I was like, okay, good. I trust him, and it will be fun, and I know it will be like fun to do. And I have known Claire for a long time. We've never worked together, but yeah, I knew Claire and I messaged her right away and was like, "Hi."
But we
Like,
also we didn't
yeah,
know each other that well. Like
that's true.
we would see each other at
Yeah,
at
events,
events, but
CBC stuff.
yeah, but Twisted Metal really
Yeah, made
brought
us
us
all fall
together.
in love, right, Dan?
Oh,
Right
Yeah,
there? Right
that's why
there,
you're
there?
together and I'm in a separate window. So we see who
right.
became
Okay,
besties
no,
and who
no, 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 Dan. It's because you're booked and busy. And
I
where are you
mean
right now?
that's true. We all would have been huddled around the same laptop.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would have.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. So Nikki, you mentioned like for your fitting, can all three of you share like maybe some different looks, or if there was a particular look they wanted for you guys' respective characters?
I would say they were on the money for all of the looks that I ended up wearing were very similar. There were different slight variations of everything. I tried on so many. I think I had in the end three looks, maybe. Yeah, three different looks. So it was just trying on different combinations, and it was so many, like it was like very accessory heavy. And do they do skirts? Do they do rip tights? Do they do pants? Like it was just different combinations of that. But yeah, they were on
Yeah.
like track. Like they knew from the beginning what they wanted these dolls to look like, and I just thought it was so cool. I was like, okay, I love this direction. And then they were open to hearing me being like, okay, well, I picture her being like a little cuckoo, a little like flirty, a little unhinged, and they kind of just like took that into account and ran with it. Yeah.
I
Nice. Yeah. I love that they take your guys' input too.
yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah.
they
Yeah, I
had
love like post-apocalyptic like costume ideas when it's like just put stuff that you're supposed to wear on another part of your body on a different part of your body. Like you wear
Yes.
like you put
Yes.
socks on your hands all the way
On
up
your
to your
yeah.
elbows. And you put
Yeah.
scarves on your legs. Uh and it just immediately starts to look like, oh yeah, that looks like a cool
That's
gang.
yeah. Yeah.
That's so
What were you
funny.
saying?
Sorry, Claire, I cut you off.
Yeah. No, that's
Oh, no, I had this like I loved everything they put me in, and then they had this crocheted thing that was like these gloves that had this long kind of rope that attached them, and they were like they would sort of weave it around me every morning, but it had sort of a tail, and there are multiple takes of where I stand up a bit too fast, step on my tail, and fully choke myself.
Oh my God.
So not all post-apocalyptic fashion is practical.
that,
My tail?
that you choked yourself.
I kept stepping on it.
Wow.
Wow.
How soon we forget.
It's okay. You were
D-
focused on getting your toes.
Yeah, I was really focused.
Dan, Jeremy, I feel there's probably like a variety of different looks for Jeremy because it can really go any way. I mean, do we want to make him look like a little slave boy, like a sex toy kind of
Yeah.
guy, or did they just want him looking normal?
I know they definitely could have gone in the sort of like leash direction a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but they I think they also were sort of like Jeremy gets the scraps of everything. So it's like you get the sort of like really dirty poncho to wear. And so like a lot of my stuff was like pretty threadbare by the time Jeremy gets to it. I think it's sort of been used up.
All the back
Um,
costumes were also so
Yeah.
intricate and
Yeah.
amazing. Like when we were doing those big group scenes, you just look around and it just was all
Mhm.
so
There's
thoughtful.
there were so many background.
And they were
Yeah.
also committed to.
They
They were like
were. It
going.
was so good. Yeah. It really had like such a huge, scary energy when we all had to do
mhm.
like screaming like war cries. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting chills just kind of like reliving watching
Yeah.
those scenes. I love that Dollface episode episode 2. It's really great community. Um now for you guys' characters, I know you said that there wasn't like a whole lot given. Nikki, you gave a little bit about Ashley. Dan would love to hear your thoughts on Jeremy, how he ended up there, if you were even told that. But if you guys came up with any sort of like backstory or like the headspace of these characters because like Dana, for example, like she was there basically day one when Krista joins the team, and she clearly has like a thing with um uh Quiet. We see them grinding in the beginning of the episode, and then the little exchange when John is woken up by Ashley. So I mean, I might be mixing up the order, but yeah, clearly these characters have backstories.
Yeah, Dan, you want to go
No,
next?
please, you go ahead.
Okay. I feel with Dana like uh pre-apocalypse, like before in the flashback, she's quite straight. And then, the apocalypse makes us all a little gayer than we maybe thought we were. That was sort of my
Yeah.
arc with it. Like, um, you know, when it all comes down to it and the world is ending, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah.
So it was fun to kind of play with that change and maybe like I wouldn't call Dana grounded particularly, but like a little more primal in the present day
Mhm.
than in the flashback.
Yes, definitely. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Thank you.
It's really good.
And for me, I would say that yeah, Jeremy just sort of strikes me as like someone who will just do anything to survive. So sort of playing that kind of subservient role feels like it's just something he knows he can do well. And so it's like, well, just lean into that because that's all I got. And like, I do kind of feel like the line where he says like, "Good to see another Y chromosome around here." I do think that is actually, I don't, I think it actually is like, not sarcastic, but like he is a bit sort of trying to suss him out of just like, are you going to be better than me? Because I found my sort of my corner here, and if someone comes and disrupts that, I'm in trouble. So he is kind of like just trying to get a sense of how much of a threat John is, um, whilst trying to ingratiate himself.
Yeah, I love that, and it's like it's almost like well, the feet's mine, right? Like can I still have the feet stuff? Like you can
Exactly.
have the
Yeah, yeah,
girls.
yeah.
They clearly like you here.
Dan really pushed for that.
Yeah. As I
So
said, I have an idea. I have an idea.
yeah, yeah. So if we can talk about that opening sequence and also like the love scene, and anything you can share with like working with the intimacy coordinator on something like that.
First of all, thank you for calling it love.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is a love scene,
What?
yes.
I think in the captions Peacock has it as banging, but
Oh, really?
yeah, it says
Well,
yeah, it doesn't say moaning or anything. It just says banging, and then whatever the lines were being said by Ashley and Jeremy. It's really weird.
this is the closed captioning?
Yeah,
That's really funny. Oh.
Wow. Like I say,
yeah.
Peacock has not called us. They've not run anything by us. And had they called, I would have said that is lovemaking.
Yeah, that is.
What that is.
Yeah, I think Jeremy would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
The intimacy coordinator was amazing. I felt very comfortable. And again, I know Dan. I love Dan. I respect him. So I felt like I was always very well taken care of. Our director, Bill Benz, was amazing too. And we really, I mean, the scene, we really are leaning into the comedy. It's not, yes, for sure, lovemaking, but it's really about the jokes that we're saying. We're talking about like, making bread. We have a lot of
Oh,
bakery innuendos. So I think just leaning into that and just like I've never done an intimacy scene like that. So I was nervous, of course. What people don't see is that it's just us in a car and then like 50 crew right here with like a camera, like that you're just like, okay, and now I'm just gonna scream and orgasm. In your face. So, and I've never met you, and I probably won't meet you. But everybody was very kind, it was very by the book. It was, yeah, I felt very taken care of, and I loved how funny it was. Like, so the end goal was just to like be crazy and make people laugh, and so I enjoyed it.
yeah, and I think if you kind of bring that kind of like um it's about the jokes attitude, then it does become kind of an easier scene to do. And in fact, if I remember, it did feel just sort of fine to do. And then the hardest part of the night was there's like there's a shot, it's actually barely in it now, but there's a shot where we're supposed to be wiping off fog that we've made, supposed to wipe off the window and reveal
Richard's,
Grim
yeah,
on the other side. And that was by far the hardest thing to do.
yeah.
We couldn't figure out how to get the
So it takes
fog
just for that,
perfectly.
yeah.
Yeah, and so so now it's cut differently in a way, so you don't even have that shot. But they wanted this kind of like thing, and we just couldn't get it to work. That was way harder to do.
It was also
wow.
the
So
scene we filmed and we were running tight on time too. So I just think it was like high stress for crew, I think, at that point because
Yeah.
it was all about whatever film they put on the car was too thick or it wasn't moving properly or
hmm,
yeah. Yeah, but even with that,
that's
even with all
interesting.
the issues, it was still everybody was still like it was a good vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um. So Claire, to go back to you real quick, in the flashback scene, it I kind of call. I was telling people about like Dollface and Krista specifically in that moment. I was like, man, she's like a gangster. She's holding a gun in a certain way. But if you could talk about like that sequence, like where the dolls decide that they are gonna start running shit and kill their boyfriends. Because I thought it kind of reminded me of what is that one movie, the Robert Rodriguez, The Grindhouse, like just like these group of like ass women with guns. Like it just kind of made me think of that.
I haven't seen that, but I should.
Oh, okay.
I should have for reference
It's like
before.
yeah, Death Death Proof with Kurt Russell. Like it was like a yeah, it had
That's the
I'm blanking
Tarantino
on the
one.
name. Yeah. It was like a double like they had the house. It was like a double feature. Grindhouse. The oh man, Death Proof was the Kurt Russell stuntman. Then they had another one where like Rose McGowan, she had like a rifle for a leg. It's
Oh,
weird.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tarantino produced all of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Planet Terror. Planet Terror.
Planet Terror. Yeah. Planet
Yeah.
Terror. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
it was so fun. Like I was so excited to do that sequence because I feel like it's all of these women who are maybe without even knowing it, they are at a breaking point. And so all it really takes is her just sort of suggesting it. And we're all like, yeah, let's fucking kill our boyfriends. Like it is such a it's such a quick turn. So there had to be so much like sort of boiling under it beforehand for all of us, I think. And it was so I've never held like a gun before. I've never shot a gun on camera, I don't think.
Scary.
And they were amazing. They were these new it's a new company that I think since like the Rust incident they've started they are guns that they have the weight of a real gun, but they only they have like a light at the end. So there's no physical way that they could shoot anything. They just have
wow.
this
Okay.
super bright light in them. And then some of them, like mine was a shotgun. So when I like I don't know the
Fuck it.
term. When I went
Did this.
ka-chunk or whatever,
Yeah.
that was, I'm pretty sure what the weapons coordinator called it.
Yeah.
The like magazines from the gun would fly out like a real shotgun, which was pretty, or not shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Shotgun.
about guns. I'm from Canada. I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys just throw stones, right? There's no weapons up there.
But
Yeah,
Um,
they have like kickback and everything on them too, right?
yeah.
That's
And some of them had like, if I remember correctly, like little smoke kind of cartridges in them.
right.
yeah.
It was much
Wow.
more realistic than I had expected. But it was also so cool to be like, wow, there's like physically no way that this could
Yeah, this is not a
hurt
gun.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That-
amazing. So no discharges. It's all just the design of the weapon. Like it'll puff some smoke, it'll blow a little light, no
yeah.
discharging. That's amazing.
And
That's
it wasn't
awesome. Like
like a Halloween gun. Like it was like
Right,
heavy. Like
right.
it felt dangerous, which was good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it gives you the real sense of like actually holding a real weapon and no fear at all of accidentally discharging and hitting somebody.
Here, I would say like because it felt so real, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I am scared of guns.
But you knew, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
absolutely, it's just like me. It's not, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. That
Yeah.
was great.
Nikki and Dan, you guys also have another moment where Trista kicks Ashley out of the vehicle
Yeah.
momentarily so she can spend a little bit of time with her brother. Jeremy to the rescue. What does he call it? Like the Jeremy Caboose, the Jeremy Express, the Jeremy
It's all
Express.
I think that was, do you improvise that, right?
We work as a team to make a TV show.
But
I don't
if
think that line
you
was written.
I
But
forgot.
I do love that too because you guys already talked about like the kind of the innuendos about bread making and bakery
Yeah.
being open and all that stuff. Have you two talked about like um like Ashley and Jeremy's relationship prior to where we see them in episode one?
I don't think we ever had that conversation. Did we?
Mm, prior to them episode one, no, I
I
don't think
think
we did. I think
that's
I just sort of
there's a
used
past. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It was
you
just
know,
intuitive. We're just like, yeah, old pals who have sex now and then. But she's sick of him, so
yeah.
called it quits. But then
I
I think he still plays at her heartstrings, and
yeah,
she's like,
right.
I try to resist, but how can you resist
The
this little
Jeremy Express. Who can resist?
yeah.
And And Dan, you
When it
Dan,
when it's
you
your
you
only choice,
even
it's pretty irresistible.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that is also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like because I can see like Ashley, like feeling like oh, he's really the only option kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I think Jeremy genuinely like really likes Ashley. And so when he's kind of there for the rescue, Dan, you don't play it in a smug way where it's kind of like you're stuck with me. It's like, hey, love always, finds us,
Yeah.
like here I am,
Yeah.
So I do like that subtlety in that moment. So I really do ship Ashley and Jeremy. Like I've been saying it from like the drop. I like those
Yeah.
two.
Well, I also tried to, I think I was playing it in the sense of like, this is the kind of talk that she has shown that she likes in certain moments.
Right.
And he's sort of bringing it out in a time when she's like got the walls up.
Yeah.
And so
But
it's
you
just sort
do,
of like, you did like this at one time.
yeah, and you do,
Yeah.
I do let moments of that in where I'm like, I turn away and I'm like, oh, I do like that, but I
Yeah.
don't let him see it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he definitely was like, it's working, but I won't tell him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to go back to that early introduction of those two, so like the feet, right? We're hearing Dan is pushing for it, but like what was that? But
That's
like
totally 100% a joke, but
right,
uh,
right.
but no, that was just, I think that was just Phil and MJ on the day being like, let's get a close up of that foot. And I was not told prior. So they are, I mean, there's makeup on them, okay? Yeah. Also
Look,
my toe is a little hairy. I'm sorry.
I have 10 tiny beards on each of my toe. Nikki's not
A little bit.
But I
You line
do.
them up a little bit too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just 10 little Gandalfs.
It also, in fairness, was backlit by the beaming sun. But I think it worked in the end. I like humiliating, but in the end, it worked really well for the show and for her
Yeah,
character that she doesn't give a fuck. She's
yeah,
like, leave it. This is what you get, and I'm amazing. And it was actually felt really nice to get a foot rub. So
yeah.
messaged me after that episode came out regarding the foot, and I went this is the kind of friend I am. I went straight outside in the beaming sun and I took a close-up shot of my own big toe, beard and all, and
yeah,
sent it to her.
The
and it
Gandalf beard. Yeah.
and it was arguably worse. I'm just kidding.
And this is how we know we're not, because I didn't get this pick. I didn't get this pick in my inbox.
You show
Why do you need the
Yeah.
pic? It's not your toe on
This
the
guy's
big screen.
obsessed with toes.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Help us! Help us!
So was that hair and makeup that had to do that, or is that prop? Because I know like
I mean, at this point, it's
depending
both. Know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
We're gonna need two departments on this.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the whose line is it anyway? You
got
know what I mean?
dirt
Yes.
upon everywhere. Every skin that was showing. Oh, we were filthy. And then at the end of the night, we had a routine where we would go back to the makeup trailer and like scrub our bodies down, scrub. We had special tools, scrub under our nails, scrub like every crevice because it was so hard to get off because it had to stay for the whole shoot day. Yeah, but
So I mean, I guess with like dirt makeup, there's really are they really paying attention in terms of like the continuity
On the
before that or
like face was pretty consistent
yeah,
every day, but other than that,
mm,
it's like you're gonna, in
yeah.
real life, you're
They take
gonna move.
photos and they try to
yeah.
match it for sure. Yeah, I'm sure they take into consideration. But yeah, the shots where the face, maybe like if it's like showing the neck, like something that would be in a close up, they have to really be specific about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, your death scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
If you can share that. And like I still have a hard time trying to figure out exactly what Grimm even does to Jeremy. Is it was it what's
That's
he
a
actually
that's a good question. I think the idea is that But the way I understood it was that he slashes up his back and like sort of cuts his back open,
Oh,
and then Jeremy kind of like falls to the ground. Um, but yeah, it was just sort of like he's gonna drive by, he's gonna swipe, and you're gonna react, and they seemed happy with it. So, but you just
yeah.
can't see him coming, and like for everything that went on that night, be covered in blood, like laying down in water and the whatever on the concrete. I would say the scariest part was actually the shot. You can't even tell, but like I'm lying in the on the concrete and he has to like drive away on the motorbike and that motorbike is like peeling out like right next to my head. And I'm like dead, right? So I like can't tell where it is. It's
Yeah.
very scary. But professional driver, you just gotta trust that he's not gonna run over your head.
Wasn't it
So were you,
the stunt team was doing that? Yeah, not Richard.
Yeah, it was not Richard on the bike on that point. Yeah, it was a stunt
Okay.
driver.
but
Yeah.
were you laying there when Richard had to do the tongue?
Um, yeah, I think I was. Again, eyes closed. I couldn't really I couldn't really tell what was happening, but yeah, they probably did his close up without me, but they definitely in the wide did like yeah, him sort of standing above me kind of doing his tongue thing.
Yeah.
Which when I watched it back, I was like, damn, that was really funny. But I'm glad I couldn't see it because I would have laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hilarious, and I would imagine it's ADR because it sounds just so wet, that the tongue flicking and all that. And I'm
Well, he
just
nailed his
thinking, like,
ADR.
before I knew your name, I was just like, if I was Jeremy, like, I could not hold a straight face. It's just so freaking funny, and I counted it's 7 seconds long because I clipped it, and I think I shared it too. It's just Richard just for 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. Um, any stories from on the set, shenanigans that you're willing to share? Obviously, we don't want to embarrass you or get anybody in trouble, but yeah, just those things for the fans to hear about on set. I guess Claire, gosh, Ashley or Nikki, who plays Ashley, I forgot about the moment where she's the one that kind of wakes up John,
Yeah.
and so there's that little bit, and then Claire also Dana. I guess it's just I don't know it's really anything, but yeah, it's just a few lines about the elephant in the room and Chris's. But yeah, just anything else you guys can share. How about the grinding? Was that what was Stephanie the dolls dancing? Very
Um,
natural and it
Yeah.
was easy.
Uh, I mean, it was they did play the actual song, which helped because sometimes, like
Ah,
often when you're dancing in a thing, there's no music. They play like a little bit, and
and
then
then
you're
it's
just
so
left to your own
awkward. Yeah.
devices, and you just feel like a sim, like it's like the
Yeah.
most awkward thing. So having the actual music was nice. It was the first time I'd met Steph, so that was quite an introduction. But she's the best and was
Hmm.
so welcoming and so like just a blast
Yeah,
to
she was amazing.
be
Yeah.
with. Like, yeah, she's hilarious. And
She just would like hang out with us, and we'd just like talk about our lives. Yeah, she was like so down to earth and so welcoming to everyone. It was really great because you
yeah.
don't always get that.
And it's also like
right.
that often people, if you don't get that, it's not a matter of like that person being
No, of
snobby
course
or anything.
not.
It's just they have a
Right.
lot on their plate and
Yeah.
they're like
But
conserving
for
their
a
energy.
number two, number one, number two, to take the time to like that's going above and beyond. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it
Yeah,
was really special.
she's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, what about your moments with Anthony? Your few scenes there. Episode 2,
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
the
Yeah.
the one thing that I remember was when I first got introduced to Anthony Mackie, he just sort of looked at me and he said, "Now that's a face." And that's it. He didn't say it was a good face or bad face. He just said, "That's a face." And just looked at me dead in the eye and I went, "Thank you."
How did you take it? How did you
Yeah.
perceive that, Dan?
Ultimately a compliment,
Yeah.
Uh, you just there's nothing else it can be, otherwise it's psychotic. So, uh, yeah, no, just like a very charming man.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk a lot. We didn't spend a lot of time together. he's
Yeah.
very,
Those
very
big
busy.
scenes are so busy, like with the
Yeah.
big group scenes that, yeah, you're just like rushed in, do your scene. Okay, they rush you out because it's so much coordination with that much background. So those scenes, you're always like, okay, like, and then you step off a lot. My first day was the scene, you barely see me in it because I think mostly it's like the stunt team doing like the big epic Mad Max-esque, like
Hmm.
where the dolls are like going to chase Anthony's ambulance. He's in an ambulance, I
Hmm.
think.
Yep. Ambulance. Yeah.
And so then they crash into him, and then it's him coming out. And then the person who knocks him is me, although, like, I guess you do see me for a bit. I have a mask on, but that was like the first time I was on set meeting everyone, and I suck at stunts. I'm not.
No. Hey, Nikki.
No, you know what? I have other strengths. Okay. And that's okay. But I had to like bash him in the face with like a bat. And the stunt team was so patient with me. They're like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, no, but I'm doing it. And they're like, you're not, but it's okay. I'm like, okay. But Anthony, because he's like a Marvel star, like does stunts all the time, he was so kind and like gave me pointers and like worked with me. So I just thought that was a good impression, first impression. And yeah, he was like took the time to be like, okay, well, like if I'm standing here, just like he gave me like physicality to do it, and I was like, okay, and then I got it. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. It was a hell of an ending to that episode too. Like Ashley comes out of nowhere, knocks him out. What the fuck, Ashley? And cut. And we're like, wait, what? Yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah.
just
What a way to get people to press next episode quickly. As we get ready to wrap up, we have 3 episodes left. We haven't seen your guys' characters in a while. This is just from like purely like a fan's, answers. So with the remaining contenders, the drivers left, who would you guys want? Who would you want to be a passenger to?
I'm gonna say
Mm.
Vermin. I'm here
Vermin?
for the chaos of Vermin.
yeah, that's so fun.
It is a van, so
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
yeah.
Uh, maybe Sweet Tooth because I just think he's my fave, and I just
Yeah.
want to be there and be like, and be his friend. I just want to replace Mike Mitchell's character.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, are we going to see Harold again? Maybe he might need a new Harold.
That's true. Maybe,
Harold
maybe.
Dean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say John. I'll shift the gears. Whatever you need, man.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's quite the driver. I mean, that's why Raven wanted him, right?
Yeah.
Um, so now you guys have all wore different hats, writers and stuff. Claire, I watched your meet cute. Really enjoyed
Oh,
that. you know
thanks.
so I know you guys write and direct, and you guys have done so many different things. For somebody that is maybe getting into the biz and wants to do all these things, wants to be very ambitious, what tips can you guys give to these up and coming actors?
I would say just get AI to do it.
Yeah, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Done, done and done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a powerful collaborator.
Yeah.
I think the best part of all of it is getting to make things with your friends. So just keep doing that no matter what. And then maybe someone will give you money to do it eventually.
Mm.
But even if they don't, at least you're still doing the thing that was the reason you started doing it at all.
And maybe don't wait until you know it's going to get off the ground. Just do it and see what happens. Don't wait till you're like, well, I have the funding, I have everything in place. Like just create and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any projects you guys are able to promote that people can keep an eye out for coming up?
Dan, what are you filming? Are you allowed to say?
I am filming on the new Josh Hartnett Netflix
Yeah.
show that's being shot in
That's
Oh,
Newfoundland.
set in
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland
Set
about
in
like
Newfoundland, filmed in Newfoundland.
in the
Yeah,
water, right?
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. Just a little thing, but I'll be back next week. So that get ready for that in a year. Uh, I'm on The Institute right now, which is on MGM Plus, a Stephen King adaptation, which yeah, you can check out.
We got more Murdoch mysteries coming your way. Season 19.
Yeah.
There's so many more mysteries that we're cooking up right now.